Hi, UVAC family. It's Jenny, and I'm here with some hand weights, a hand weight workout. If you don't have hand weights lying around, these are 3 pounds a piece. You can always substitute a couple of cans of soup, right? I'm going to use these stock Pilates toning balls, which are weighted balls. These are 3 pounds. They come in 2s and 1s a piece. This is a workout designed to mimic the motions and the strengthening that we do on the Reformer. It's a different type of strengthening from strength training, right? Your traditional personal training, strength training workout, where you can see we're working with much lighter weights. It's not just that we can't do it. In other words, we can't work with heavier weights. We could, but it's different muscles that we're trying to target. So these are the deeper core stabilizing muscles. And what we mean by that is the muscles that help us hold the joint in a neutral position. So in other words, holding balance in the joint itself while maintaining the rest of our posture. Upright, neutral spine, without our heads jutting forward or our body shifting around in order to lift a heavy weight. So it's not to say that lifting heavy weight doesn't have its place, but this is just a different kind of strengthening, and that's why we use lighter weights. So the first series is what we call on the Reformer the side arm series. We're working usually on the Reformer isolating 1 arm at a time, but to save time here, I'm going to do it with 2 at once. So I've got external rotation at the shoulder joint. Start with my elbows close to my body, and then I exhale, engage my core sit the ribs in, and rotate outward from the joints, the shoulder joints, without the elbows moving, squeezing back behind myself. Inhale to return, the hands in front. Exhale to rotate. Inhale to come back. And again, you could do this with heavier weight, but watch what happens. Watch what you feel working when you go heavier. And that will tell you what the whole purpose of having these lighter weights in is. So I usually try to do 8 is like a standard set. So I try to do 8 to 16, so 2 sets. And it's slow and steady without your posture changing. I've got this handy dandy screen, so if I were to turn sideways and do it, and just watch what happens. Let me turn exactly sideways. As I turn my arms, my shoulders out of the joint, is my whole body distorting, or is my head jutting forward? So it's really about maintaining your balanced, neutral position. Another action that we practice in the side arm series is deduction abduction, starting to move the arms outward from the body like a lateral raise, but without the whole shoulder girdle shrugging up and down. I'm just crossing my hands because I've got the weights, so it's harder to release all the way down by my sides with my elbows. And again, not changing the shape or positioning the alignment of the spine. Again, I would try to do up to 16 or 20 of these. And then once you do that, you release your arms down by your side. For front rowing, that's taking the weights out in front of us. We do think of having the collarbones wide, so having the shoulder blades not squeezing each other, so again, not distorting the position of the back in order to get that, but the shoulder blades slightly together so that as I reach forward in front of my body, I'm not pinching the front of my chest to do that or overusing the pectorals. So again, it's neutral spine, stacking it up, keeping your alignment, and moving your arms separately from that. You might find these are a bit harder. For most people, I think they are. I'm just going to stop at 10. You could also, of course, just do some standard bicep curls here. If you do them down by your side, it's a little bit easier. But again, if you're lifted and you're curling, it's a little bit harder to keep the body from changing. Again, lightweight, so it's not going to bulk up the muscle, but it's just going to help us work on strengthening with an eye towards everything else staying steady. So being able to do that. Good, and then the next one we go from reaching forward into what's known as offering arms. So I'm going to reach it forward, a little internal rotation, enough to turn the palms in, open and close, flip the palms up and release. Reach it front, open and close, and flip the palms and release. And how do you know the borders of this movement? Of course, again, you could turn yourself to the side and watch. And as you move your arms open, is your whole body shifting? That's what you want to avoid. So staying right up on top of those sit bones and keeping the core engaged and strong. We go right from that into what's known as second position or hug the tree. So you just continue. Again, not flapping or swinging the arms, but controlling. Good, I just did this on my seat, but you could do the same thing high kneeling. So as in right up here, if your knees don't bother you when you do, or standing. Standing is great for posture. The next part of the series takes us up on hands and knees. This one's a tricep kickback. So I'm gonna be in a nice neutral spine here, stacking my hips above my knees, my shoulders above my wrists. Pull back through one weight, having the palm facing back without my shoulders turning or drooping forward. Kick the weight back. Straighten the elbow, in other words. Again, trying to concentrate on the shoulder blades gently coming back, the collarbones wide, but without squeezing the shoulder blades. If you want to make this more challenging for the core, you send the opposite leg up into the air. So it's a more balance-oriented exercise than strength. And then you touch it down, switch sides. Good. Another place I like to go with these hand weights is right onto my tummy. So this is mimicking on the Reformer. Of course, we lie on a long box and we pull on the weights with our hands, the straps with our hands rather. Here I'll be holding the weights in my hands. I'm going to switch down to a lighter weight, but you could always stick with that heavier weight. Pelvis and spine as neutral as can be. So I've got my pubic bone and my hip bones on the mat, arms down by my side. I'm going to start with the scapular movement. Just draw them back, closer to the spine without squeezing, so not adding tension. Rotate the palms inward, so that same external rotation as you lift your chest. Simple chest lift, long neutral spine. And then come back down, relax. This one's great for posture. So you could do this and repeat it. If you're looking for a challenge, we go into the other positions, like letters of the alphabet. We go to T. So the arms out to your sides. Should of course be harder because it's a long lever for the arms to lift that weight. This one really challenges our ability to stabilize those shoulder blades, which is helping to steady the shoulder joint. So that's the T. If you're looking to make it a little shorter lever, you could do the shape of the letter W. I always try to, again, practice external rotation, so as I lift, my palms are going to face in with those weights. Rolling through the neck, reaching out through the crown. And if you want to go even further, one step further would be capital letter Y, so those arms reaching out overhead. Palms facing in, holding that weight is a lot harder to do. And then set yourself back into a nice child's pose. Stretch those shoulders and back muscles. And then roll on back up. Thanks guys, let me know how it goes. That's it.